Hi, I'm Mike, and this is Our Wyoming Life. Coming up on Our Wyoming Life, we say goodbye to an old and dear friend. Then, I pretend I'm a cow, and we learn exactly what goes into raising a bottle calf. And later, a calf is found in the pasture, down and near death. Every year, we lose cows. It's inevitable. But some cows that we lose hit just a little bit harder than others. This week, we lost our very first cow that I calved here on the ranch when we left our corporate jobs to come back and help out. Indulge me as we take a moment to say goodbye to number one. We get requests every year from someone who will want to know, if we end up with a bottle calf, will we sell it to them to let them raise it on their own? Well, whether they're looking to just start their own herd or they're looking for a cow to raise for beef, we'll usually sell a bottle calf, but not before fair warning. Raising a calf is a lot of work, and you have to take the place of that cow's mom. You have to feed them, you have to clean them, you have to make sure they're warm, healthy, and happy. One of the most important things you have to do is teach them how to cow. Teaching a calf how to cow is hard, and the best way for them to learn how to be a cow is to get them around other cows. We still have Bambi and Princess Bliss along with Adie and Gunther in the corral, and they're going to help me teach Cupcake how to be a cow. This is Cupcake. Her mom had twins, and because she was the firstborn, her mom didn't even know she was there, and she was left for dead. I found her lying in a field all alone and brought her in the barn, where she has been ever since. Unfortunately, we can't keep Cupcake and raise her as a breeding cow, because she was a twin, and the other twin was a bull or a boy calf. There is a 90% chance that she is infertile. In most cattle twins, the blood vessels in the placenta are interconnected, creating a shared circulation for both twins. Male hormones pass from the male to the female and cause an underdevelopment of reproductive systems in the female. So, Cupcake will be going to auction. And because we don't have another cow that has lost a calf to try to graft her onto, she's our responsibility. And the first thing she needs is food. Calves love to eat, and they eat a bunch. Hopefully, a calf would have had colostrum at birth from its mom, but if it didn't, then you need to take special measures to make sure that a calf gets all the antibodies and initial nutrients it needs. If you think or know it didn't get colostrum, then you have to feed it colostrum supplement for the first week or so of its life. Cupcake is a couple weeks old now, so she gets milk replacer. It's a powdered milk that we get from the feed store. It's mixed with water and put into a 2-quart bottle. She'll drink between 4 to 6 of these a day, depending on her mood. And yes, calves, like kids, can be moody. She's in a stall in the barn and hungry, so we get her bottle to her, and after some work, she figures out what to do with it, and she mellows out just a little bit. A hungry calf can be a nuisance, especially when they figure out that you're the provider of the food. This headbutting action that she's doing is an instinctual thing, and she would do it to her mom. headbutting her mom's udder in order to get the milk to drop down into the teats for drinking. She doesn't realize that headbutting me or the bottle doesn't make the milk flow any faster, but she tries. And when she gets a little bit bigger, I'll actually start feeding her from outside the fence, keeping the fence in between me and her. The reason is simple. When she gets a little bit taller, the headbutting can make for a very uncomfortable situation, especially if you're a guy, if you get my testicular crushing hint. Milk is also a laxative. I bring that up for two reasons. First, it's important to keep a calf's living area clean. Scooping out the poop will be healthier for the calf and cleaner for both you and her. Keep an eye out for diarrhea, though. It can be a sign of scours. It'll cause a calf to dehydrate and eventually die. It is treatable, but can be prevented by keeping her stall clean and dry. Second, I'm now Cupcake's mom, doing all the motherly duties. Except one, I won't lick her clean. For some reason, calves don't know how to get their tail out of the way when they poop. I guess that's learned behavior, so we have to wash her rear end. The poop can harden and can actually plug her up. Her mom would lick it off. We'll use a bucket and water. She's fed, she's clean, and she's happy. Now she gets to do something she hasn't gotten a chance to do yet in her entire life. She's going to be going and playing with other cows and calves. This is where she learns to be a cow, something I could never teach her. By no means is this everything you need to know about raising a calf, but it gives you an idea of how much work can go into it, but also how rewarding it can be.
Calving continues, and just because the weather is nice doesn't mean we still don't have to look out for calves in trouble.
Every time I check cows, I'm looking for a number of things. First and foremost, new calves, making sure their moms dry them off and get them up to suck. Also, I'm checking on calves that have already been born. Calves will sleep, and sleep hard, and they probably hate me, but I make sure everyone is alive and okay. But when you roll up to a calf who is down and out, you scoop them up, and away you go. Back to the shop, where our assessment begins. This calf is cold and hypothermic, so the first thing we do is get some warm milk in its belly, and then it's a shot of vitamins and antibiotics to give it a little boost. After that, she goes in the warmer. And after we get her body temperature up to normal, we can weigh her. She's light, about 50 pounds, but that's okay. Her mom is a good mom, and if we can get her back to health, she should be able to take care of her. As we continue our evaluation of the calf, we can begin to understand why she was down in the field. She can't stand up on her own. It could be a sign that she had a stressful birth, or she could have gotten stepped on. But as you can tell, her back legs are not able to support her weight. After letting her rest for a bit, we give her a little bit more milk, tubing her again, as she's still too weak to drink from a bottle. And then she goes into the barn with Cupcake overnight. The next morning, heading down to the barn to check our patient, we find her and Cupcake. And the good news is that she's up and moving. She's still really wobbly, but she's up, and that's all that counts. She's hungry too, so I feed her some bottle, and then I take her back to her mom, where she can take over, and I can head out to check cows again.
The cycle repeats itself over and over, and sometimes it has a happy ending. Sometimes it doesn't. This week went from horribly heartbreaking to making it all worth it in only a matter of one black fuzzball of a calf. Sometimes that's all it takes. That one thing to make you smile and appreciate all you have. Take the good with the bad. They both make you who you are today. That's it for this episode. Next week it's baby chickens. We raise between 25 and 50 chickens for their eggs, and I hope you are here with me as we help the smallest of chicks join our flock. Subscribe, like, and comment. I can't wait to hear from you. And I have a special request this week as well. I'm planning a viewer special type episode, and I'll answer your questions directly. If you have a question that you would like answered during our viewer special, well, email it to me at rwylife@gmail.com. I'll put the email in the description as well. Have a great week, and thanks for joining me in Our Wyoming Life.